Super Set King, aka Mr. Get Your Tank Top Ready. Go you fine people with some sneaker news. My boy, gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Now it's been thrown at my doorstep. We talked about this in an earlier video. I was saying we might want to look out because them tariffs still out there. So they confirmed the tariffs, okay? In case y'all live on a rock, Nike don't make anything here in the States.
Message.
Everything pretty much made overseas. We already know this. You know, we gotta talk about it.
Right.
Now I'm hearing some prices. Y'all already know it's been hard enough right now. We know how the economy been. Won't have to talk about that. A lot of us say, okay, we were gonna scale back on our shoes, but I think I'll be scaling back even more than y'all think. And I'm gonna keep it a whole buck with you. If the numbers serve correct, what I'm hearing, they're saying that shoes gonna go up between $25 to $50.
Ooh, God.
Yeah. So imagine now you getting the damn Jordan for damn $250 plus tax.
Golly.
Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's
So, and you know, I keep my ears to this. Y'all don't think I pay attention to shoes, y'all. Trust me, I pay attention to a lot of stuff. Let's talk about the market. So they're saying that the average household now is gonna spend an extra $4,000
on what?
On household things, about $4,000. The extra, they said the average household gonna be spending about $4,000 extra dollars a year if you count it annually. So I ain't no rocket scientist, but I can tell you now, for a lot of people, not all,
Something got to go.
it's gonna be some people make some decisions about these shoes.
Right.
I predict a lot of resellers. This is it for you, buddy. I think some people finna go belly up.
Yeah.
Now I could be wrong. You know how this thing go.
Yeah.
You know, in 3 months they probably might all say, "All right, we good. We ain't gonna do it no more."
Right.
That's what we hoping gonna happen. But if this thing stay true for the rest of this year, shit, boy, it's gonna be bad, tough selling for the sneaker community.
Right.
You know, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of seeing a little effect of it now. Because even like ShoeTube, I'm not watching a lot of people posting a whole bunch of new stuff that they getting right now.
Right.
So you know, I don't know what it's gonna lead us. I can tell me personally, for me, that I'm definitely gonna scale back.
Well, I think you're gonna be more selective. Like I've gotten to the point.
You already selected.
Yeah, that's
my
what I'm
boy.
saying. I've gotten to the point with Jordans. If it's not an OG, like original shoe that he wore, or an old retro, like that came out in that first, now we in a different era, but that first golden era,
Yeah.
if it ain't come out then or if it ain't an original shoe, I don't have to have it. So I think every now and again something will catch my eye and I'll spend the money for it. But I think it's just gonna force us to be more selective. Like you said, with the resellers, like, because if the shoes themselves are gonna increase in price,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? How much money do you really think you can make?
How much profits you think you're gonna get off of it?
It's a waste of your time. You know what I'm
It's-
saying?
it
You gonna buy something for a nickel and sell it for 6 cents. I mean, you're not really gonna make that much money off.
I
of
mean,
it, so.
I will this work out? Will this be in our favor though? Because you know we ain't been able to get shoes at the store.
It's gonna.
So imagine resellers now not buying up all the inventory.
It's gonna work in the favor of the folks that buy shoes. I mean, because some of us, we gonna do what we gotta do to figure it out.
I mean, we'll figure it out
Yeah.
because let's be real. I mean, them Nikes coming, my boy.
Yeah,
Them Nikes are coming.
Yeah.
And I'm all for those Nikes.
Yeah.
Especially the way how comfortable they are and the quality they putting on them right now.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, let's just be real. You know, I love my up tempos.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
But 210?
Well, I think I've gotten to the point to where with the stuff that's going on with the country and the economy and tariffs and all of that, I've gotten to the point to where I have to just say, you know what, man, at some point or another, it's gonna fix itself. We'll figure it
It'll
out.
figure it
so
out.
I try not to stress over it because that's just a small. I mean, you know, you can't. I don't think you can ever get to a point to where it's almost like you hard to exist if you ain't rich.
Message.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boy. Hey, don't really go into that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, at some point, you know, it's got to be, common people got to be able to live. So, you know, if somebody gonna step in and say, all right, man, that's bullshit. We ain't, excuse me for cussing, but
No, you
that ain't, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you know what the answer what people gonna come back with. They're gonna be like, well, hell, you don't need shoes, and they right now.
yeah,
You got to think about it. At the end of the day, that's a luxury.
I need shoes.
At the end of the day, that's a luxury. They're gonna look at it being a luxury.
There's plenty of other luxuries like alcohol.
Yeah, I ain't doing that one. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Shit, they ain't listen. They make no money.
It's plenty of other luxuries out there besides shoes.
They taxing now, boy.
Yep, people smoke weed, all kind of stuff. There's so much other stuff you got besides shoes that you spend your money on that you don't necessarily need.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I just feel like, me personally, this is my personal opinion. How I feel like it's gonna slow it down. Mm-hmm. Nothing will ever stop the shoe game. We call it what it is.
Never.
Nah. I do feel like this is gonna open up the doors like anything else in life. I think this is gonna open the doors for a new way of shoes. I personally think people finna start trading a lot. Well, I think people finna start interacting more, and I think people gonna start trading shoes a lot to get some of the stuff that they want. That's how I feel.
Well, to me, it wouldn't be so bad if Jordans didn't cost as much as they cost. And the reason why I say that is because, okay, you just talked about up tempo, like, man, 165 is cool. We talking about 210?
210.
Now, you think about an up tempo in 1995 was 135?
130.
Yeah, 130, 135. But the thing about it is, you had those Barclays, you had Penny Hardaways, you had all of these shoes that were about $5, maybe $10 more than Jordans.
Now Jordan down about $80 more
than everything else. That's what I'm saying. So if they wasn't as much as everything, if all of the shoes were hanging around the same prices after the effect, if all of them were hanging around where Jordans are now, 205, 210, then that's cool. Because think about when what was that shoe? What's the shoe that hit? Because Foam Posits was the first one that put you in the neighborhood of about 180.
Command Force.
Nah.
I'm telling you, when they were David Robinson. I don't know y'all get this white man can't jump from.
Nah.
David Robinson Command Force was one of the most expensive shoes for you to buy at that time.
I'm talking about a little later. Like after,
you talking about
after Foam Posits.
Okay.
I think
back then.
They associated it with Tim Duncan. It was a total foam.
Oh, you talking about the Duncan shoe that everybody want now? I know what you're talking about. That silver and black Duncan shoe.
I remember thinking, man, and I'm in the 8th grade or something. I'm like, this shoe high as hell, Brian. I'm like, man, because we used to get East Bay boots back then.
Two shoes that wowed me with their prices, with that Command Force, David Robinson.
Yeah.
And them damn foams.
Yeah.
Wow, they make me say, whoa.
I think when what was the 14s or the 15s of Jordans, which ones were the first ones to hit around 149? And everybody
150 was the 15s. Okay, I know that for a fact.
They started scratching their head like, wait a minute now, because we kind of getting
they 150 when I got them 15.
So imagine where they are now, what people are saying. But
I mean, that's you still talking about like demand and big popularity. Right?
Yeah.
And see, that's the other part we're gonna talk about dealing with this tariff. Now, is Jordan Brand now, because they getting hit with 10, 15 more dollars, are they now gonna hit us with 50 more? Because now they can tax on and claim it. They got something they can basically blame it on now. They can say, well, we're now charging $250 minimum for Jordans now. Say like this Jordan, what we got coming out? The Jordan 5, right? In June. They got pushed back. The great. So now the shoe's supposed to be 210, right?
Right.
Okay, now they can say, oh, we charging 250 because of the tariffs and all that. So now that's what I'm saying. It gives them something to blame these extra high prices on. And I know, just like gas, if they get to that price and people pay it, they ain't never going back down.
Yeah, ain't going down.
Inflation or not, or tariffs, they're never going back down.
Never.
Well, I would be okay for that shoe. I would be okay if it was 225, maybe 230. I remember 2016. Now we almost 10 years from that point when the Black 5 came out. It was 225 because that's when we first started getting our taste of
what Black 5 was 225.
The Black Metallic 5. It came out at 16. It was 225.
You know what else cost that much money, but they dropped it?
Was that the 4? The cement 4?
The Jordan 29.
I didn't know that.
Because you don't buy a new Jordan.
Hey, you just exposed me.
They want so now because the technology. Anybody own a Jordan 29?
Yeah.
Their technology and their confidence off the chain.
Okay.
But they didn't get that price. Them shoes ended up being at Ross and everything. But guess what happened when that 31 came out? 170,
Yeah,
175.
yeah.
You know why? Don't get wrong, they crept back up on these 38, but the
Yeah.
reason why is because people refuse to spend that money.
I'm-
And then right now, I'm telling you, if because of these tariffs, if them great fives and them black tongue fives and a lot of these shoes that they know they're supposed to hit, if they set,
Yeah.
price don't have no choice but to drop, my boy.
I think the price hike that probably hurt us the most, because when you look back on it, it probably don't seem like it was that unwarranted. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, it don't seem like it was warranted.
Yeah.
2015 when they first hit us with them Columbia 4s or Legend Blue 4s.
Oh, you talking about that? What
the remaster
remaster
Yeah,
program?
that was
the first 4 shoes were remastered. The rest of them were the regular way.
That's why I said it wasn't warranted, and it was like I think the shoes went from either 165 or 170
It went
up
up
to
remastered.
190.
Well, they remastered the Columbia 4,
The Oreo
they
4.
damn sure remastered that French Blue 7.
Blue 7.
And what were the other? That was 3. That was 3 right so far. What were the other? It's supposed to been a 4. I know it was like only 4 shoes. I remember that.
I got a white metallic 5. The white metallic 5 came out in April. It was,
So that mean that's the 4. I remember specifically it was on like 4 shoes when they talk about the remaster program came out of actual remaster.
But the thing about it is all of them was supposed to be like that, because the French Blue came.
I know
12 came out that year.
Fact, they all want remastered. You know why? Because I ended up getting a Jordan Low in the red and white during that time.
Okay.
And it definitely was an OG colorway, and it definitely went remastered.
Well,
so I got a bunch of them that time.
I think they slapped, and then once they slapped Nike Air on some of them shoes, like the 5s and the 4s.
Well, we know that's a given.
saying?
That was what I'm saying. They told us the price is going to go up once they put Nike on the back end.
And the Hair 7s, I got the Hair 7s that year. They were supposed to be remastered as well. They had Nike Air in the insole. But other than that, Bordeaux came out that year too. They supposed to be, a lot of that stuff was supposed to be remastered.
Yeah, but did that price stick though?
Talking about the 190?
Meaning like it went on up from there, right?
Well, it went on up for anything with Nike Air.
That's what I'm saying, but it went on up from there.
Well, it depends on what, like, nothing went down. Nothing went back lower than 190.
That's my point.
A lot of stuff that was over the 200 mark, depending on what it was. 4s and 5s and 6s. Anything that had Nike, because we have been asking for it for so long. Yeah. And they sit back and they watch everything we do.
Yeah, they do.
Because
they do.
Back in those days, Muzz was soul swapping and doing all that kind of stuff just to get just to get the Nike Air, and they like, well, we ain't finna miss out on this money.
All right, well let's see. Okay, getting back to what I'm saying, I got to bring you back around. Talking about these tariffs. My point is now, since these people know that these prices are going to be higher, what's going to be the next thing in shoe community that people are going to do to compensate for that? What are they going to do? Just like you said, when people get old shoes, they started pack tab and shoes. They start refurb. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think now, because of the whole thing with the tariffs and the extra money, do you think now that the people who refurbish shoes, the cobblers, do you think they about to get paid now?
No.
So you don't think nobody going to be taking these old shoes now and get them all fixed up new?
No.
You think people just going to still spend this money?
I don't think they're going to do nothing, man, because again, what's the number you gave me about the average household, how much more they were going to
They about to spend $4,000 more annually. That's what they're saying, the average.
We don't have money for that. We have to eat. I need gas to put in my car.
So you think they just you think people finna just chill?
Just gonna do right. Something got to go. You know what I'm saying? Something got to go. And the thing about it is,
you never gonna go. Them damn shoes.
But no, what I'm saying is, even the old shoes, as far them shoes gonna be old. I'm not getting rid of them. So they will be there when I'm ready to get them done. When I'm ready to pay them.
But think about if I spent okay, I don't know what they spend because I've never sent the shoes. Right. I do got quite a few shoes. If you redo shoes, leave something down there. But I've never got them redone. But could you imagine right now if I got an old shoe, if I paid somebody $150 to redo a shoe from back in the days, as opposed to paying somebody $300 for a shoe now?
Yeah, I'm not doing.
See what I'm saying? That people might look at that. I don't know. I can speak for me. Yeah, now, personally, I just buy new shoes.
Well, and then too, you said $150, right?
To make an old shoe to new.
But on a good day that you know how you like to shop at the outlets, you'll find you something fly.
Find me something.
You'll find you something fly at the outlet for $150, right?
That's true.
So the same $150 you spend paying somebody to fix something, you can go and buy you something brand new. You know what I'm saying?
But we got a problem, Houston. Problem is Nike. I done seen what they do. Lately they got better. But do you remember about 2 years ago how high them damn outlets were? They basically selling us the regular pricing. Yeah. So now that they got all this going on, you think the outlets gonna have low prices now?
No. That's what I'm saying. No.
So I'm saying it's like what do you at the end of the day, This is going to. No, we don't want to talk too long.
Right.
At the end of the day, this is going to affect the shoe community.
Right.
We just don't know how. Man. It's going to affect the shoe community. Now, like I say, y'all know how this go. Anything about politics. It can be this way now, and then it can be something else another 2-3 months from now. It is what it is. But this is going to affect the shoe community in some type of way. Now, as far as from what I see, if I'm saying, I think it's going to cut a whole lot of kids out.
Well, I know people, and I'm thinking about a lesson I taught at work. You know, we talk about the letter from Birmingham jail. One of the things that they talked about, and you talking about 60, 70 years ago, the economic withdrawal program, which is a boycott. Back in those days, people were a lot more serious about that stuff. We'll talk a good game and say, we ain't gonna buy this, we ain't gonna buy. Yeah. That's honestly the only way you kind of combat that kind of stuff is to not buy. But we want stuff so bad, we gonna figure out a way to spend the money. You know what I'm saying?
I think people gonna be in a position where they can't buy. Well, crime gonna go up. You gotta think about, you talking about like everything going up. You be in a position where you can't buy.
Yeah.
Think about when you can't, like I'm talking about when you can't buy.
Yeah, I've been there.
You know what I mean?
I done been there before.
So you want something like now, like I say, that's a problem. It's a lot of wants, but you got them needs.
You got them needs, yeah. You got
them needs gonna be out there. So if you gotta eat, you gotta put gas in your car, you need lights, you need all this here. Yeah. So to say you gonna spend, think about it. I know what I could do with $200 at the grocery store.
Yes, sir.
As opposed to me spending $230 on some kicks. Yeah. In our case, we're gonna spend $230 on some kicks. We ain't gonna pull out for another 2-3 years. So I mean, it is what it is, man. But listen though. We'll talk all day about this. Y'all know how this is. But leave some comments. I need y'all to tell me, do y'all think that this whole tariff thing, do y'all think it's gonna affect the shoe community? Because at the end of the day, I just want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think it's gonna affect the shoe community? Because I think it personally will if it lasts. Now, if this go into next year, Lord help us. You know what I mean? Yeah, but just leave those comments. But always remember over here. Keep the body tight, feet right, eat up.